Hi everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to one of my favorite videos to make, although it's been a couple months since I've made one because I kind of overdid it in the beginning and listed every single romance booktuber that I knew at the time, and so there was nobody left to recommend until I added some more people to my list. But thanks to the Romance Booktube Discord, which you can find the link for down below, we have both people who like watching romance tube, that's what I'm calling it right now, and those who like making content. And so since we've started that Discord, which is run by Izzy from Happy For Now, because she has the most skills with Discord of all of us, and then a few of us are like admins on there or whatever, there is a place for you if you are getting into RomanceTube. So if you're watching this because you're trying to find other creators because you want to collab with them or you want to be a part of the community, that is where you want to go. But also if you're watching this because you're just trying to find more people to follow because you enjoy Romance Booktube so much, you can also go to it. And then once you join it, which Discord, in case you don't know, because I know some of you who love romance, you just have no idea how this works, which is totally fine because I didn't before YouTube either. It is an app you can either have on your desktop or on your phone or both, and you are able to just like chat back and forth. And then we have it like separated into groups, so there's places to find people to buddy read things with, there's people you can collab with. We announce any readathons that we are planning. We talk about the weekly romance read along live that we all do. You can sign up to be a part of that if you are new to being a creator and you're wanting to start making connections. This is going to be a fabulous place for you to go, so please check that out if you're new. Pretty much everyone on this list is someone who's added themselves to that, and then I found their content through them sharing it with me. So if you want these kind of shout outs to happen, if you want to start meeting people, it's a great place to go, and nobody is really intimidating. I know that when I was first getting into booktube, let alone like romance, it was because someone like reached out to me because I was too scared to reach out to them, and it really like stunted my whole career on here, which was fine because I had a lot of learning to do, so it was okay that that happened. But I feel like I would have gained confidence a lot faster if I'd had this group of people, because once you have that group of 3 or 4 or 5 people who are gonna watch your videos no matter what you put out, you're going to start building confidence because they're going to interact with each other. We really try to watch everybody's videos. It helps that we have like about 150 people as part of this group now. So like when I watch people's videos, if I don't have time to comment, I always try to put some hearts on your video, so at least you know that I was there and I saw it and I cared. But really going through the romance is a great way to go, because then you're not having, or the Discord, because then you're not having to like solicit people one-on-one in their videos, which can just be a lot for creators who are, you know, starting to add more. Like, I am by no means calling myself a big creator. Please don't take this as me being prideful. But I mean, I get a lot more comments on my videos than I used to, and I still will comment on every single comment, or I will heart it or something. And so when people want to like interact with me and start asking for collabs and stuff in my comments, it's hard for me because I'm trying to just answer like book rec questions and things like that. But if you get in the Discord, not only can you message me personally if you want to, you can also have a pool of people who make romance videos that you can interact with. So that's enough of the behind the scenes stuff. I'll have put a chapter time that this is where the recs start. But I really don't have a lot of criteria for the people that I'm recommending, except for 2 things. One, they have under 5,000 subscribers. And number 2, their main focus is romance. So the people I'll be talking about are romance booktubers who at least 50% of their content or more is romance. It doesn't mean they don't read some other things, because a lot of us will, like even me. I read some YA and some sci-fi and fantasy as well. But my main focus, the main thing that drives me to read, is romance. So let's go ahead and dive in. I have 7 people that I'm sharing today. I have a couple lists of them and everything down here is where I'm going to look. So again, I'll tell you who it is, a couple of things that I personally like about them, and then like what their subscriber count is, so that you can go and give these people a like, a subscribe, go find all their social medias, And yeah, it's gonna be great. So the first person I want to mention is Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life. All right, this girl is awesome. I've really just started interacting with her more like personally through Instagram. We've been commenting on each other's stories, and we have a lot of taste that's really similar. Some things that I really like about her so far, her channel is only a few months old. A lot of these people's are going to be because they're smaller, but you can still be a smaller person and have been around for a long time because it takes a while to build your traction. But Crystal's only been around for a little while. She is very detailed in her explanations. A few of the things I really like about her is, like I said, she's very active on Instagram. Her stories, she usually always has a story going with what she's reading. She has had quite a few hauls lately. There have been some historical romance hauls for her. I believe she did the historical romance readathon. She just had a reading vlog for reading the one by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I get so confused between Heart of Blood and Ashes and Thing of Blood and Fire. Like, there are too many that are said that way. But she just had a reading vlog about that book and really diving into if it was worth it to read the series. Got some good info from her that I'm going to take to heart for when I attempt to read it. But yeah, I've just had a great time with Crystal so far. Go check her out. She currently has only about 250 subscribers, so let us blow her up with love. I think you really like her. She has this beautiful fiery red hair that I just love looking at. She also just got a new vlogging camera, and so it's a really crisp picture. I always love when I see new booktubers who have like went all out from the start, because I have been and will always just film from my phone. That is as most as I was willing to commit to this, because I'm just really practical. I'm like, I don't really make a ton of money off of YouTube, nor is that my goal. So I don't put a lot of money into it. You just pretty much get me raw. You know, it's just on my phone, and then I edit and do everything on my phone. And so yeah, but I love Crystal. Please go check her out. Go check out everything. And I didn't say this at the beginning, but obviously everyone I'm talking about, there will be a link to their channel in the description. But from their channel, make sure you go find their Insta, their Twitter, all that jazz, if you're someone who wants that. Next, I want to talk about another new friend of mine, and this is Shae from Shae Geeks Out. Shae, girl, I know you're checking this out right now. I love you. We just talked for the first time 2 weeks ago when she joined my romance live chat, and then when it was over, because how this works, I don't know if you've ever used NetGalley, Stream, I can't remember what it's called right now, but our streaming that we used to do our live, you end the live show and then the people can like stay in the chat with you if they want to, and usually everyone bounces out. But Shae and I just started like gushing about paranormal romance that we love reading, and we ended up talking for an hour after the live stream ended, just chatting about stuff. Shae reads a lot of manga. She has some great recommendations for manga with romance in them. She has a super high reading count just like I do, because a lot of hers is manga, and she's like, you get through those really quickly. And so her shelves are absolutely beautiful. She just got her like avatar redone too. You can see she has this pretty manga-fied profile photo. She had that done. She had that commissioned by someone too. Was a post about it on her Instagram. But I just love listening to her talk. We had so many things in common that we were talking about. We were talking about paranormal romance from about like 10 years ago when we were really into it. And she was really encouraging me to go back to some of those series, which I did. I went on a bit of a buying spree. Thank you, Shae. I'm trying to deplete a lot of the books that I own. But I'm very excited. And her and I are actually going to do a buddy read in October for 2 different books. And so I'm very excited to do that. She's also thinking of maybe doing a readathon, which I won't spoil what it is or what it's about because I'll leave that to her, but it's one I'm very excited to partake in. So yeah, definitely go check Shae out. She has a lot of, as well, of course, romance. She has almost daily videos going up. I was looking at hers. She's someone like me too, where she posts 3 to 4 times a week is what I've seen. And then yeah, I just absolutely adore her. I have so much fun chatting with her just in the past couple of weeks. We have a chat going on Discord where we check in pretty much daily so far, and I just adore her. So please go check out Shae. She's so much fun. I love her. And she may convince me to read some manga, because that is one area that I haven't gone into yet, and maybe she'll get me. Maybe. All right, the next lovely soul I gotta talk about is Charles from Books on Stereo. I forgot to say, Shae has about 2,900 followers right now. Charles from Books on Stereo has around 800 subscribers, which is just crazy to me because his videos are awesome. He's a little bit less of a frequent poster, but the thing about Charles is he reads a large amount of books. He's very active on Insta and Twitter as well. Like his month of July, he read 127 books, okay? Holy bananas, right? The most I've read in a month was 72, which I am not sneezing at that. I know that that's a lot of books. I get told that constantly, that I read a lot of books. I get it. I do. I read a lot. But Charles reads more than me. Part of that is Charles has perfected listening to audiobooks on like 3 times speed, which I don't understand. I get through quite a bit of audio as well, but I can only go up, the max I can go up to is like 1.75 and still know what's going on. But dude can listen to books so high. One of his favorite videos of mine was when he did like an I read 5, but he did it with audio samples. So he listened to 5 samples on Audible and then picked which one he was going to buy, which I thought was just so cool, because I've seen like Kindle I read the first chapter challenge, and he like did it with Audible, and I thought it was great. He does he's an extreme reader. He posts usually at least once a week. I've seen it be more than that. But he's really fun. He's someone who's really active in our romance chat as well. And I just love having him around. He's so much fun. And I love having a guy's perspective on reading so much romance. Like that month of July where he read 127 romance, all of them were romance. Like that was redundant what I just said. But he read 127 books and they were all romance, which is awesome. So definitely check out Charles. He's so much fun. I love his profile photo too. It's so cool. All right, the next person I want to talk about is Heya Booktubes, Heather, HEA Booktubes, Heya Booktubes, it all works. She is another person who's joined our, I mean, pretty much all of these are, like I said, that's how I like know who they are. But I really, really enjoy Heather. She is someone who was commenting on my videos for quite a while, and then all of a sudden she was like in our chat, and I was like, oh my gosh, Heather's here. It's so much fun. And something that Heather's been doing lately, which is something that I did a lot when I first started Booktube, and this was back before I was even really focusing on romance. Something that I did before I was monetized and when I just wanted as much of my content out there as possible was I made recommendation videos. That was pretty much all that I did. Is I would do I pick 5, or I would do my favorite tropes, I would do my favorite heroes in fantasy. Like that's what I would do, because it's a really good way to get views on your channel, because if someone has a favorite trope, they're gonna type it in to even Google or YouTube, and it's gonna maybe pull up your video if you put that stuff in your metrics. Like if you put it, not your metrics, in your if you put it in your search terms or whatever, you're gonna come up. And that's something Heather is doing like gangbusters. So Heather is only 5 months old, and she has so many recommendation videos. They're nice and quick. They're usually between like 5 and 15 minutes. It just depends on which trope she's recommending. And she is just pounding those out. She is posting 3 to 4 to 5 times a week. She has a beautiful background. She has a tapestry as her background. And so her like page looks really beautiful too, because it's all the same background, which is something that I'm not great at. Like the art of my videos is something I know that because I do everything on my phone, I'm like, I choose a really basic thing. Well, she does that too, but it's her background is this tapestry, and so it makes them all look really unique and beautiful, really uniform, without her having to do a lot of editing on the back end, because it's just her background, and that's so smart. So she has a ton of recommendation videos. She does like top 5s. There's been a couple reading vlogs, and then yeah, she's been really active in our community as well. And she has a pretty small channel. She only has about 350 subscribers right now. So definitely someone that if you like a lot of recs, she has a lot of darker recommendations. She's done bully romances, mafia, she's done Wow, Everything Went Out of My Mind, Hate to Love. She has Reverse Harem that she's read. So there is a ton that she has recommended. So definitely go check her out if you like a lot of recommendations and a very consistent poster. Those are the people that are my favorites. They're the people that I like to recommend to others the most, because when I find people that I like, I want to know that I'm going to get their videos all the time. And like, that's something I'm proud of in myself that I've been able to do, because when I first started, I was doing like 2 to 3 times a week, and I have done that for 2.5 years. So it very quickly gives you a backlog of videos, because if you're putting that many up a week, 52 weeks in a year, you're doing about 150 videos a year. And now you have a backlog, and you have a big catalog of videos to recommend to people when they ask. You know, a lot of times now in my comments, when someone will say, hey, I need Friends to Lovers recs, and I'll be like, okay, I haven't read any lately, but I actually have 3 videos that are on my recommendations playlist that are Friends to Lovers, so go check those out. And then I'm not having to remake videos or things like that because they're already done. So really cool. Next, I have another real newbie to talk about, and I think you're really gonna like her. This is Katie from Katie McPike. So Katie is only about 3 months old, and she originally started her channel, the tagline was gonna be Books, Baby, and Beauty. And now she's transferring more in, like her first couple videos were about the birth of her most recent child. But now she's really more focusing on the books and beauty, and she plans to do a lot of get readies with me and talk about books while she is doing her makeup and stuff like that. She always, of course, then looks on point. She looks so beautiful in all of her videos. She has a beautiful book background. And so far, some of the unique videos that she's done is she did one where she compared passion flick videos, which I know you've seen a few people do, but I feel like it's not always done by people who actually really like romance. Like they were doing it as kind of like a hit piece against romance or something like that. And she really compares, you know, books that she really loves with their passion flicks adaptation, and that was really cool. She's had quite a few vlogs and rec videos, and her newest video, which I was just watching today while I was putting this list together, was analyzing Goodreads lists. So she was seeing if some lists on Listopia are actually well built. Specifically, she was looking at the mafia category because she's read a ton of them. And so that was something that was really cool, because I was just trying to organize my Goodreads the other day, and it was a pain in the ass. Like, we've all heard it. Goodreads is the best tool we have out there for public viewing about what we're reading, but it is troublesome if you want to organize things. Like, it is not super intuitive how to do it, and it is slow as molasses. Like, it is not fun to do. But anyway, go check out Katie, please. Then I want to talk about Novelty Corner, and this is Steffi. She, number one, I want to say the reason why I'm like never quite sure how to pronounce her name is she always says it really quickly. She talks really quickly, and she has a beautiful accent. Oh my gosh, accent. And I have a few of those booktubers where I just like to close my eyes and listen to them talk. Becca is one of them from like Becca's Book Club, because I just enjoy listening to them talk. It makes me happy. But Novelty Corner has some really cool videos. She does a lot of vlogs, and she has this one that's called Books by My Bedside, which is basically her weekly wrap up. And so that's where she keeps all her books, is beside her bed. And so she talks about the book she's in the middle of reading or has finished that week. And so it's a really clever way of calling her weekly wrap ups, which I thought was really cool. And then there's some of everything on her channel. Like there's the vlogs, there's the wrap ups there. Again, this is someone, she's about 50% romance. She also will read middle grade and young adult. So each of her weeklies is a little bit of everything. It looks like she's a little more towards contemporary maybe than some of the others, but I thought that was really fun. It's good to have a good mix of everything if you're someone who just doesn't want solely romance, which who needs more? But I understand if there's a little bit of variance of choice, right? And then the last lovely booktuber that I want to talk about today, I'll say that Novelty Corner has about 2,260 followers right now, which is Awesome. So the last one I want to talk about is Intentionally Bookish, and she has about 1,600, and she just had a Booktube anniversary, which was really fun, Booktube anniversary. And this is another person I just love listening to her talk. She's always so happy and fun and beautiful to look at and listen to, and I just love that. I love when my subscription box is just filled with pleasant people and their aesthetics are really beautiful, and she reads a really fair range of things. Maybe doesn't like things quite as smutty. I know she had just tried, I think it was some Katie Robert, and it was a little smuttier than she was hoping it would be, and I was like, oh, oh my, you went off the deep end with Katie Robert then if you aren't wanting things to be too smutty, like, but she does read a lot of historical. There was some hauls. She did the historical romance readathon, but it looks like she tends to be between historical and contemporary romance, not quite as into the smutty and darker side as I myself happen to be, but I love watching her videos, and I'm a newer subscriber to her, and she's also in our group and everything, so check her out. All right, so there you go. There is 7 wonderful romance booktubers for you to check out and follow. Tell them Jen sent you. You know, help me out with this. Tell them that I love them and that I care and that I'm pointing you towards them. Go find some new people to follow. Support the romance community. If you are a romance booktuber who is maybe hoping to be on a video like this someday or wants us to check out your channel, check out that Discord that I mentioned. You can immediately start talking with us. There's always somebody in there who's ready to chat. You can go for book recommendations. If you want to join readathons, if you want to be on our read-alongs, that is the place to go. Make sure you check that out in the description. Check out all these wonderful people that I'm recommending, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.